everyone, and welcome to the season finale of Timba's Roblox Ninja Warrior. My name is Meatum, better known as Timba, and I have a construction site right outside my window. In the last two episodes we saw a total of 100 competitors attempt the qualifying course, and today the remaining 50 will try their best to take down the first stage. Whoever manages to clear it within 1 minute and 30 seconds will go on to the second stage. Defeat stage 2 and you'll move on to stage 3, and maybe we'll even see someone climb the final stage for a grand prize of 1,500 Robux. Enough of the talk and let's get right down to our first run. This is the Forgotten_Spy. He barely moved on, but he's here now and goes on to the first obstacle, which goes by the name of Boardwalk. This is a tough first obstacle, as you can see. A lot of wraparounds. We may see people fail it, but not forgotten. The Forgotten_Spy. He's onto the momentum shift. Pushing the cylinders. No problem for him. Next up is the spinning bridge. You can barely see these balls spin, but they spin quite a lot. Already onto the next obstacle. There's the jumping spider. He's got about 55 seconds left. He's moving through the spider, looking quite good. Onto the other side. Ledge is a bit smaller, but he catches on. Next is a known face, the warp wall, which the spy couldn't get up in the first try. Came to the second attempt and he made it. 35 seconds left as he goes into the second to last obstacle, the wing nuts. The first transition, here comes the transition to the third, catches it onto the platform. And our first competitor is onto the last obstacle, the brick climb. He's got 20 seconds, and if he doesn't mess this up, we are about to see our very first clear, which is our first run. Incredible first run of the Forgotten_Spy. 17_RBX wasn't as lucky and failed the dismount on the first obstacle. Claire the Killer 13 managed to catch that jump. On the momentum shift, however, he seemed to have some issues and couldn't make it. Lightning Bolt Gaming made it all the way to the jumping spider, but couldn't quite catch on the last ledge. Ninja_Legend XX7 just jumped off, and V-Ixen could not make it past the boardwalk. Nest Ninja 5 just kind of gave up on the spinning bridge, and Light_V couldn't make the jump on the momentum shift. Jake the Football 13 is on the jumping spider, moving through. Here comes the upwards part, and the small ledge catches on the dismount onto the warp wall. He's the second person to have made it this far. Is now going to attempt the wing nuts. Swings and jumps onto the second wing nut. The transition to the third is probably a bit easier. The dismount is the hardest, I'd assume. Not I'd assume, I know because I made it. Next up is the brick climb. He catches the brick barely. Now jumping up, and if he doesn't mess this up, there's our second clear.
I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. Take it up now, take it up. I ain't waiting and wishing. Take it up now, take it up. Oh, I got that ambition. Take it up now, take it up. I'm a man on a mission.
Next up is Card SD. He managed to move on together in a wave with the 3 clear wave, the only wave that had multiple wheel clears. He's moving through the boardwalk. He's a mobile player. I don't know what else to say. He's onto the momentum shift. Back, he activated shift lock. Almost seems he jumps a bit late, but it seems to be good and reliable strategy. So he may whiff it quite easily. Now onto the spinning bridge, 1 minute left. There's not much about this obstacle, it's just there's no other strategy really. Oh, and he failed the mount into the jumping spider, that's unfortunate. Next up is, once again I call him Alex. He's now off onto the boardwalk. He can transition to the other side, catches it. And the upwards transition catches it as well. Now to the final board and the dismount. No problem for Alex, onto the momentum shift. Takes 2 swings, doing it safe, not wanting to fail this. Obviously, who wants to fail? Who wants to fail anything? They all want to clear that right here. He's now onto the jumping spider, and he walks off the 3rd ledge. Next up is Brian the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brian has had quite some achievements in the past in RNW, especially the recent past. Now he's here on Timba's Roblox Ninja Warrior on the boardwalk. Ooh, he barely catches that transition to the other side. But he has made it and is through the boardwalk now into the momentum shift, pushes it, taking a 2-push strategy as well. Only pushing it once in the second shift, momentum shift, is onto the spinning bridge. He's moving quite fast. Onto the jumping spider, catches it, now moving through. Here comes the big ledge and the upwards part. The small ledge, barely catches it and is onto the dismount. Now here comes the warp wall, makes it in 1 try. And the wing nuts. So far we haven't seen any fails beyond this point. That may change. It's likely to change, we've still got a lot of runs to go. But Brian the 1 is looking quite good, and he dismounted the wing nuts and is now onto the boardwalk. If he catches the jump, I'm almost certain that he will clear.
Best day ever.
Next up is Shadows_Death, who has made it all the way to the ring toss in the qualifiers. He's on the starting line and onto the boardwalk, catches the 2nd board, onto the 3rd, he can transition to the other side, makes it. He double jumps there for some reason. Get the upwards transition and the bigger jump, dismount, made it. Onto the momentum shift, push it once, push twice, 3 pushes. And does the same thing again. Down to the spinning bridge, he jumps. Should take 3 jumps there. Only 2 there, and dismounts the jumping spider. Catches it. 3rd ledge, 4th ledge. Oh, and he jumps too far.
I'm feeling lucky now. Keep rolling, no limits, I keep going. Nothing, no nothing could stop me. I'm feeling lucky now. I'm on the run and feeling predacious.
And lastly, we've got once again number 100, Exotic Miller, getting the fastest time in the qualifyings. He is onto the first obstacle, jumping through the boards, making a quick transition to the other side, and has dismounted. Now into the momentum shift. It's no effort for him, he just goes through it with speed. He does the spinning ball. He takes an extra jump on the 2nd to last boss, now into the jumping spider. He's just taking a small break between jumps, nothing more. Onto the last ledge, now dismounted onto the warp wall. He's about 5 seconds faster than the average time to this point. It's now into the wing nuts. Is swinging onto the 2nd, onto the 3rd, With just minimal swings, here comes the dismount. And he catches the rope, now onto the brick climb with an insane time. He's about to clear with the by far fastest time. Oh no, he slips up, climbs up again, and here he goes.
I feel lucky now.
It took quite a while, but here we are on stage 2 finally with our first runner, Average Guy 80, who is a newcomer. I don't think he has any major achievements, at least not that I know of in RNW. He has barely moved on to the finals and then cleared the first stage and is now through the triple Sam ladder onto the butterfly wall, and he misses the dismount. Unfortunate. Next up is Cyrus08 UK. Another newcomer, mobile player who's had a great performance this far. As you can see, the time limit is just 40 seconds. They have to absolutely speedrun the stage. He's onto the triple Sam ladder, onto the second set. Catches the upper rung now to the last set. He struggles a bit. This may cost him the clear by the time, but he's onto the butterfly wall, onto the second wall, dismounts, now goes into the balance tank. This is another tough obstacle, but he manages to clear it, climbs the rope. He's now on the wall sneak, catches the first wall, the second wall, and here comes the third wall.
I came here to win. I came here to win. I came here to win and do it again. My don't matter, that's where it begins. No one can stop me, I'm running the game until the end. Yeah, I came to win.
That was an incredibly close call by Cyrus08 UK. Next up is Darkhenix_YT, who is waiting on the start line a bit, but is now onto the collapsing pillar. Catches the rope and dismounts. Here comes the triple Sam ladder. The short break, the weight on the starting platform may cost a lot, because time really is a big factor in this stage too. He's onto the butterfly wall, catches the first one, and misses the jump to the second one. Next up is Mr. Invisible. I've already mentioned it once in the qualifiers. We cannot film someone invisible, so we put a camera on his head, and it seemed to kind of work out. He's onto the collapsing pillar, catches the rope, here comes the salmon ladder. It's interesting, I already mentioned this before, but I think it's always interesting to see from the competitor's perspective something totally new. Something very different. He's taking a short break, the time's already starting to run low, this might get very close. He's struggling on the butterfly walls, he catches it, and here he's already onto the last 10 seconds. No, this will not be enough time if he can manage to make the balance tank. Yes, he can, he catches the rope, and no! Like I just said, time is a big factor on this stage too. And Mr. Invisible was just too slow, unfortunate. Next up is the Forgotten_Spy. Another newcomer who's cleared stage 1. He's now to the triple Sam ladder with 31 seconds remaining. Onto the second set, here comes the third set. He's got a good time so far. Onto the butterfly walls. Catches the first one, here comes the jump to the second one, he misses it. This is a tough jump, this is the second person we've seen go out here. Next up is Brian the 1123445. He has made it to stage 2 in season 1 and has cleared stage 1 here again, once again, as you can see. He's a good competitor, we've seen quite some results from him. There's the Discord in the background again. I hope you cannot hear that. Anyways, he's made it through the butterfly wall with a great time. 20 seconds remaining onto the balance tank. Oh, and he misses the rope. What a sad fail by Brian the 1123445. He came down on stage 2 once again. Next up is Robotic Pie, another newcomer. He's onto the collapsing pillar, catches the rope. Here comes the dismount, now onto the triple Sam ladder. 33 seconds remaining. He catches the first rung, onto the second set, catches the next jump, onto the third set, And here comes the dismount, is now onto the butterfly walls. Oh, and he also fails the jump to the second wall. Another one! Next up is Min Ninja 712, another competitor who has made it to stage 2 in season 1. He is now onto the SAM ladder. Last season he has failed, I don't even know what he failed, but he failed stage 2. Let's see if he can get revenge this time. The only thing that's for sure is he's gotta hurry up if he wants to, but he catches the butterfly wall, is now into the balance tank. We've just saw Brian go out here, but Min catches the rope. 13 seconds remaining, he's struggling to climb up, but he has made it. 10 seconds, he's on the second wall, and onto the third. And Min Ninja is moving on to the third stage. Next up is the Blazing Alchemist, another newcomer who has made some appearances on RNW, has gotten some good results and a great season thus far, being he was the first clear in the qualifiers and he's now made it to stage 2 and is onto the butterfly walls. This is a tough jump and he misses it. Do not underestimate the jump to the second butterfly wall. Next up is Slow but Perfecto. I don't know who this is, he just showed up and did great. He has made it all the way here. He's apparently got a lot of experience with Obiang, and he's now onto the butterfly wall. This has been a killer, and this is a tough obstacle. And Slow but Perfecto is the next victim. Now we've got Gnail Dog. Gnail Dog hosting his own competition, Dog Ninja Warrior, a great competition. He's currently working on it. I highly recommend you check it out once it's done. He's onto the Triple Sam ladder, because we're not here to talk about his competition, we're here to talk about his run. He has made it, he jumped a bit late on the Sam ladder, but he's made it onto the butterfly walls. And he catches the jump, is now onto the balance tanks, 15 seconds remaining, catches the rope, now onto the wall sneak. Here comes the first jump and he misses it. Oh no. Nails out. Next up is V Darren, another newcomer, another person who has had great performances up until this point, who was the second clear in qualifiers. Starting to see a pattern. A lot of people who have failed the qualifiers have made it here, but those who have cleared it have definitely made it, for the most part. V Darren is onto the butterfly walls. This is a tough jump, but he catches it, 20 seconds remaining, onto the balance tank. Everyone seems to have a different strategy for this, which makes it a lot more interesting, but he's now onto the wall sneak, catches the second jump, and the third, and here's another clear.
Here we go! I shine, we shine, you already know. Here we go! I shine, we shine, you already know.
3 clears thus far. Next up is Cryo V1. He's had great results as well, just like everyone has made it here. If you didn't have great results, you probably didn't make it here. Oh, and he fails the SAM ladder. What happened there? It seemed like he jumped too far back and couldn't catch back on. Anyways, next up is Cheese VIP. Cheese VIP is a really good person, really good at obbies. He's had quite some achievements. He's also one of the commentators or announcers for Sasuke Dynamite. And he's made it through the SAM ladder, it's now to the butterfly walls, catches the second wall, dismounts, and here comes the balance tank. He's also got a different strategy, similar to Gnail Dog's one. He has made it, he's got 9 seconds remaining. Now in the second wall, here's the third and another clear.
You get me going, you keep me moving, you got me on my way with what you're doing. You get me going, a superhuman, and I want more of what you're doing. You get me going.
This is a tough stage, yet we're having a good amount of clears. Next up is VGXX. He is now onto the collapsing pillar, catches the rope. He has filmed the few runs, or like 1 or 2 really. It's not the greatest of recordings I've got, but that's fine. He has made through the sand ladder, he's now to the butterfly wall, and also misses this jump to the second wall just like so many before him. Next up is not the WXR, formerly known as Jake the Football 13, which is way easier to pronounce. He's now onto the triple sand ladder. Honestly, I'm just gonna continue calling him Jake the Football 13 because I have no idea how the heck to pronounce that. He's now he's through the sand ladder, onto the butterfly walls. Here comes the tough jump, but he catches this, is now into the balance tank, and he makes it to the jump with ease. Now onto the wall sneak. Here comes the second wall, he makes it, and the third wall. And last but most definitely not least, Exotic Miller, who has gotten the fastest time in both the qualifiers and stage 1, is now onto stage 2. He's just continuing to dominate this course after already achieving Cameron Sahar last season. He's now just rushing through this, but this stage is not to underestimate. It is tough, but he has made it through the butterfly walls, now into the balance tank. Catches the rope, and here comes the wall sneak, and he has made it. We've started this with 100 competitors and we've got just 6 remaining. Only 6. Onto the brutal 3rd stage. This is the toughest stage we've ever seen. It's the last marathon. A last drain of last test of true strength. Before the final stage, Mount Midoriyama. Cyrus08 UK, as the only mobile player to have made it this far, is now onto the rumbling dice. Spinning it over, here comes the dismount. This is not an easy jump, but it's just a warm up for what is ahead. And he makes it now onto the drum hopper. Catches the jump to the second drum and onto the third drum. Now the floating boards. Gotta make sure to push at just the right time in order to get the right swing and the right jump timing. Cyrus is now onto the end. Oh, what? He has made it to the second board but misses the jump around. Cyrus08 UK is out. But he was the only mobile player to have made it this far. And that's an achievement not to underestimate. Here's the next competitor going to attempt the third stage. This is Jake the Football 13, who is now onto the rumbling dice, spinning it over and spinning it over. There's not much to do wrong on this obstacle other than the dismount. The drum hop, however, these aren't easy jumps. And he barely makes it to the second drum, catches the third one. Here are the floating boards. We have just seen Cyrus go out on these. For Cyrus, the dream is over. For everyone else, they still got a shot. Oh, the board swings a bit. Jake the Football manages to recover. He has stopped the swinging, and now he has to regain momentum in order to make it to the next board. He catches it. It's now onto the fourth board. And here comes the dismount, now onto the curtain cling. Another tough obstacle. But he manages to land on all the platforms, now onto the bar maze, and this is really just a time waster. This is just a huge time waster. All footage on the bar maze is going to be sped up, as you can already see here. Anyways, Jake the Football is moving up the bar maze, and now moving down. Jumps up on this rung, turn around, continue to go up, just like a salmon ladder, but without a time limit. And going down. Now you are allowed to skip these rungs, but it is risky because it can make the bar glitch out and bounce to the side. There are warnings on the bar maze, you may see them every now and then. So competitors know they can skip, but it's on their own. If the bar ends up glitching because of that, that's their own fault. Anyways, Jake the Football's now going down the last set on the bar maze. And is now onto a new phase, the hybrid cliffhanger. This is one of the toughest cliffhangers I've personally ever seen. Oh, and he misses the jump to the second ledge, goes again and makes it now to the third ledge. Here comes the jump downwards to a very small ledge. This is hard to catch, but Jake the Football does it. Now the moving ledge, and he misses it. Jake the Football 13 is out on the hybrid cliffhanger. The dream is over for him, but not for Min Ninja 712. Now, keep in mind this is a really tough stage if anyone can clear it, and if they can manage to climb the final stage, Mount Midoriyama, in just 25 seconds. There's 1,500 Robux on the line. It's a lot of money. Min Ninja is now on the floating boards, having made quick process of the rumbling dice and the drum hopper. He's using a sideways swing strategy, which is very similar to what we've seen from Cyrus. The difference being that Cyrus ended up failing the wraparound to the other side of the floating boards, but Min Ninja didn't do that mistake this far, and he's only got one more board ahead. He's swinging, and here comes the jump to the next board, and he dismounts onto the platform. Now the curtain cling. This is a tough obstacle, and just saying this, he took like 2 minutes of break. What do you need that long of a break for? Anyways, Min Ninja now onto the curtain cling, and he misses the jump. That's half of the competitors who have made it here out, and another half to go. Next up is Cheese VIP. Cheese VIP, great performances, close to no flaws. Is now going to attempt the third stage onto the rumbling dice. He's spinning it around. Cheese VIP, he's probably most notably known for being an announcer for Sasuke Dynamite, like I've already mentioned on stage 2. And he's also the grand champion of Title Warrior 2. That was a tough course. Really tough course. It's great achievement. And he's now here on the drum hopper, has made it. Now onto the floating boards. He has managed to take down another course before. Can he take down this one as well? All I know that this is not to be underestimated. He's making good progress of the floating boards. He's taking his time, which is probably a good idea because, like I've mentioned before, this is not easy. If you say, oh, this looks easy, I can do it, the link to the game is in the description, feel free to try it. Keep in mind, these competitors, they've not just gotta do it, they've also gotta do it while feeling the pressure of knowing this is their one run, one mistake and it's all over. And that makes a huge difference. She's VIP now onto the barn race. And he's going up, going down. Here comes the transition to the outside, makes it. Oh, he slips off, but manages to recover. Now going down again. It's a huge space, it's long. I've made it just go up and down and up and down. This is the definition of a time waster. Anyways, Cheese VIP now going down on the last stretch and has made it onto the hybrid cliffhanger. We just saw Jake the football fail this. This is a tough obstacle and Cheese, just like Jake struggling with this jump up here. But he has catched it, he has catched it, that's no proper grammar. Oh no, he misses the jump. He jumps a bit late, which caused him to jump from the slope, slowing him down, which ended up not giving him the right momentum. Anyways, next up is a competitor who has a great performances and hasn't fallen down a single time. Darren was the second clear to the qualifiers and then demolished the first and second stage. He's now onto the drum hopper. Oh, and he barely catches the third drum, but he has made it and is now onto the floating boards. He ran this very late, not the qualifiers, but stage 1 to 3. Ran them very late. And he actually ran them all in one go. It didn't even take time to practice in between. So I'd assume he spent a lot of time doing that beforehand. But he is about to make it through the floating boards and is now onto the curtain cling. We saw Min Ninja go out on this earlier. Darren taking a break, collecting his nerves. He does not want to fail this, slip up on the curtain cling. Keep in mind, if no one manages to clear this stage, the prize of last man standing will be given out. There's no prize money for it, it's just a title. And it's not just a title, it defines the greatest performance, the best compare of this entire season of 100 people. It's tough to obtain that. Jake the Football 13 is currently in that position, having made it the furthest, failing the jump to the moving part of the hybrid cliffhanger. Darren is currently moving through a bar maze, and if he doesn't have his finger doesn't slip off his keyboard somehow, he's going to be the next competitor attempting the hybrid cliffhanger. And yes, he is. He's onto the first ledge. As the first person to not struggle with this jump upwards. This is where Cheese failed, but Darren makes it, catches the small flat ledge. And he catches the jump. Darren is now in position of last man standing. He barely catches the dismount, but is onto the window hang. Absolutely incredible performance, moving through the window hang. These jumps on the window hang, they keep getting tougher and tougher, just like the entire course. He's made it to the third window. Here comes the jump to the fifth, and this little jump around, and the dismount, and Darren is onto the heartbreaker. This is such a tough obstacle. He's making good progress of that. He's going fast. He's going upwards. Here comes he makes it to the other side. this may just be the toughest jump on this third stage, and he fails it. V Darren out on the Heartbreaker with an incredible performance. And only one person to go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, Exotic Miller. Is there someone who can make it even further than V Darren, who can make it past this entire stage and make it to Mount Midoriyama? It's no other than him. He has... we haven't seen him fall down a single time in 2 seasons. Last season he took down all 4 stages, became Grand Champion, and this season too he has cleared the qualifiers with the fastest time. He has cleared stage 1, fastest time, and stage 2, fastest time. Here he is on stage 3 on the drum hopper and made it through. Now onto the floating boards, about to attempt the floating boards. Exotic Miller up on the first floating board, swinging it, forth and back. He's taking extra swings to make sure he doesn't miss the jump. I mean, come on, imagine you make it all the way here. Do you want to miss the jump? No, you don't want to miss the jump. Neither does Exotic. So he's taking it the safe route. Now, having made it to the last board, dismounts onto the platform and into the curtain cling. About to go into the curtain cling. Makes the first jump. Next platform. And here comes the dismount now into the bar maze, better known as bar time waster. We haven't seen anyone fail this, and to be honest, I'd be surprised if we see him fail it. But everything can happen. Everything is possible. We've seen that. We've seen Rich Twigs fail the qualifiers. Exotic Miller moving through the bar maze, going downwards. Taking a small rest there. And continuing through. And is dismounted, about to face the hybrid cliffhanger. He's taken a rest before doing so. I mean, I feel like he's got a bit of an advantage here. He built this cliffhanger, just saying. And he's made it a tough one. He himself considers it one of the toughest. I agree, it is tough. He's onto the cliffhanger, onto the first ledge. He's struggling to get up to the second ledge. He's struggling really badly. He's got to get up, and Exotic Miller fails his own creation.